Hey guys, so I thought I would do the vinyl tag video that has been floating around the Vinyl Comedian. This is the vinyl tag for 2018 now. I can't remember the questions, so I have them here on my phone. First question is, first video you ever saw on the VC? Boy, that is a toughie. There's just so many great channels in the VC, and I can't remember the first official channel I watched. I think it was either Vinyl Eyes or Too Many Records when he was Damn It Sandy. Favorite record you discover via a VC video, and this is Blood on the Tracks by Bob Dylan. Really good album, and I'm glad that someone in the VC mentioned that album and told me to get it and put it in my collection. Thank you, random VC member. What are your other hobbies? Besides maintaining a very interesting and soon to be big record collection, because guys, that takes quite a bit of time. I love to go and collect books. I have well over 100 books in my collection, and I do not see that stopping anytime soon, me collecting books. I also love to watch Netflix. I can binge watch TV shows, and Netflix will have this little thing that pops up and says to me, "Are you still watching?" And of course I'm watching, but Netflix thinks I'm dead. But I'm not dead. I'm still watching Netflix. Also, I love to cook. Not very well, but if you give me anything from a box or anything that's microwavable, I can cook that perfectly. And I love to make crafts. So shout out to Joanne and Michaels, because I really do enjoy making crafts. Why did you start collecting? You know what? The reason why I started collecting, because I acquired my dad's record collection, which obviously made me want to go and add more records to the collection. Now, my dad had some records in his collection that my mom dumped out. So I wanted to go and add the records that he used to have in his collection while also adding my favorites to the record collection. Do you play in a band or do you play an instrument? Now, guys, I always wanted to be a drummer, and I think it'd be really cool to be a drummer in a band. I would totally be like Phil Collins when he does that do 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 part in the Air Tonight. I would totally rock that drum solo. I would be like Neil Peart from Rush or John Bonham from Led Zeppelin. But all aside, yes, my family on my dad's side, they are musical. My grandpa played 7 instruments. And this is one of his recordings right here. My grandpa, let me show you it, was a country artist. This is his 78. And as I said in a previous video, I do not have a 78 record player. And so my dad also plays an instrument. He taught himself how to play guitar. He loves to play that song Tijuana Jail by the Kingston Trio on his guitar. He plays it any chance he can. And someday I'll actually go and film him playing Tijuana Jail. Now, my dad decided when I was 11 years old, he was going to go and put me in piano lessons because he said, "Lisa, you need to go learn an instrument because you will benefit from it." So I played piano for 8 years, from the age of 11 to the age of 18. And I also play by ear, so I can play a lot of classic rock, a lot of modern songs on the piano just by listening to it. Now, I also attempted to play guitar. I wasn't very good at it, but I attempted to play it. I can play Blackbird, and I can play Pump Up Kicks by Foster the People. ever worked in a record store? No, I've never worked in a record store, but that would be the dream job, I think, for anybody in the vinyl community. I would love to actually maybe not actually do it, but I think it'd be cool to own a record store. But yeah, working in a record store would be so awesome. Favorite album from the year you were born? Michael Jackson, Thriller. It's the only album I own from 1982, but it's quite a good album to have in your collection. Actually, it's my favorite Michael Jackson album. Favorite album? Oh, I already answered that one. Show a guilty pleasure record. A guilty pleasure. Oh my god. You're gonna be like, Lisa, why do you have this record in your collection? But Village People, Macho Man. Yes, I do enjoy this album, and I got it at the thrift store. Actually, I got it at Goodwill. Now, this is a great album to play at 12 a.m. in the night when you just can't fall asleep and you want to keep yourself awake. Go play some Village People, Macho Man. What classic record haven't you heard? Now, I have not listened to King Crimson's album. It's the one with the guy with the face. He's making that facial expression. Now, I do plan to go on to Spotify and give it a listen because I know a lot of people in the VC have talked about that King Crimson album. And it's called, I believe, In the Court of King Crimson. I will listen to it eventually. Strangest record. Now I got all my records strewn across this floor. This video is going to be probably really long, so bear with me. This is a fundraising record. This is the Money Tree. It's a flexi disc. And that is the strangest record I have. Now, show a picture disc. This is also a picture disc because I do not collect picture discs. But somehow I ended up with this record in my collection. It came from an album that I got downstairs. It's a fundraising album. It's really weird. Favorite album? No, I've answered that one. Best posthumous release. I'm going to skip that one because I do not have any. What artists do you impulsively collect? Beach Boys and the Monkees. Pretty much anything that the Beach Boys and the Monkees do, I have in my collection. Best blind buy. Well, let's see. Best blind buy. This is recommended by a VC member. I never listened to it before, but after I got this album, I went and listened to it, and I was like, dang, this is a really good buy. And I really enjoy this Shades of Deep Purple album. A blind spot artist. I'm assuming that means an artist that you just bought on a whim. So, for that one, I chose Julian Lennon Valote. Never heard it. And I just decided to buy it because he's a Lennon. Let's face it. I figured John Lennon's talent rubbed off on Julian Lennon. So I'm assuming by that question you just mean a blind buy that you bought on a whim. If that's not what you meant, I apologize. Next question. I'm reading these through my iPhone. A musician that you met. Guys, I've met so many musicians. The Dig, Bloodshot Tokyo. I saw them with Dan Kroll at the Terraground Ballroom September the 23rd. Foils. I saw them November the 30th of 2015 at the Wiltern. Now, Walter left the band, and I wish him the very best. But I'm glad I got him to sign the album before he left. Dan Kroll, Emerging Adulthood. Saw him at the Terraground Ballroom, September the 23rd. Great concert. He also signed another album of mine. Pawn, Beard White and Denim. Saw him on 420. Yes, I saw him on Weed Day. at the Echo. Great band. I'm going to see them again on January the 24th at the Terraground Ballroom. I've seen Pawn twice, and they are such a good band. Bastille, Bad Blood. Will, Kyle, Woody, and Dan signed my record. It was the best day of my life. I swear. They were awesome. I saw them at the Pomona Fox Theater November the 21st of 2014. They signed my record on my birthday. Now, I have some other stuff from bands, but they are stuff that I got through their website, and I didn't actually meet the band. Okay, now, next question. Favorite album no one else seems to know about? So, I chose Pawn, Beard Wife, and Denim. This is a really great album, and I suggest that a lot of you guys go and check out Pawn. If you are really into like psychedelic music, this is a modern interpretation of psychedelic music. And plus, Kevin Parker of Tame Impala helped produce their album. You can see him in the back here. Actually, in the front. That's Kevin Parker. And in the back, Kevin Parker. Okay. Favorite album out of a genre you don't know too well? I really enjoyed this album that I recently picked up. Not really big on country. I mean, not country. Classical music, please forgive me. This video made me think a lot. But yeah, this album is pretty awesome. This is Magroski's Pictures at an Exhibition, Eugene Ormandy Philadelphia Orchestra, Night on Bald Mountain. So that, oh, wait, I still got one more question. You see, there's 20 questions. I'm bound to forget one. Actually, I forgot 2 questions. I'm going to answer them. Your favorite album cover? My favorite album cover is somewhere here. Oh. Disraeli Gears by Cream. Such a beautiful album cover, man. I love that album cover. Show a record with a sentimental value. So, my dad gave me a bunch of these 45s that he collected from the age of 15. And also he collected in the 70s, 60s, and 80s. So, as I told you the story, my grandma shipped out all of his records from Massachusetts that he collected when he was 15 years old. My dad collected in the 50s, 60s, 70s, and possibly the 80s because I have an older brother and he was born when the time records came out. So I assume my dad ended up buying some records for my older brother too. Now, guys, the cool thing about having my dad's record collection is it's just such a sentimental thing to have in a collection. And I can't believe he gave me these records. And he also has, if I remember correctly, he said that he also wrote the notes on the back of this thing here. But he also gave me his classic rock records, which I cherish, and his folk and his R&B records. So having my dad's collection is by far a very sentimental thing. So I hope you enjoyed my video for the vinyl tag. I know it was a little bit of a mess because I'm trying to read from a phone screen, and the phone screen was really small, but I got the video done. So thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Bye, guys.